There is a great secret, and few ever realize it. Your focus is the most powerful tool you possess. Wherever you direct it, energy flows and reality shapes itself accordingly. Yet most people scatter their focus, chasing validation, explaining themselves, seeking approval from those who do not hold the power to shape their destiny. You do not need to explain your journey to anyone. Silence is misunderstood by those who fear their own thoughts. But it is the foundation upon which all creation rests. Your silence is not emptiness. It is alignment. In silence, the greatest revolutions begin. In silence, the most profound shifts occur. Let the world wonder. Let them assume. Let them question. It does not concern you. When you are focused on yourself, you step into a power that cannot be seen but is deeply felt. Others may not understand why you have grown distant, why you no longer engage in trivial distractions, but that is not your burden to carry. Your purpose is not to convince anyone of your transformation. Your purpose is to embody it. Detach from the noise. Detach from the opinions. The moment you stop explaining yourself is the moment you reclaim your power. When you no longer chase, beg, or seek validation, life begins to work in your favor. Doors open, paths clear. What you once struggled to attain now flows effortlessly into your reality. Do not waste your breath trying to make people see what only you were meant to understand. Remain silent and trust. For in your silence, the unseen is taking form. In your solitude, something greater is being built. Focus on yourself, and soon, the world will focus on you. Not because you sought its attention, but because you no longer needed it. The world you experience is nothing more than a reflection of the thoughts you continuously hold within your mind. Every circumstance, every encounter, and every event is a mirror, showing you what you have accepted as truth about yourself and life. Most people believe that life happens to them, that events unfold randomly, that circumstances are dictated by forces outside their control. But the reality is far different. Life is shaped from within. The world you walk through each day is not separate from you. It is a projection of your assumptions, beliefs, and deeply held thoughts. When you allow yourself to fully grasp this truth, you begin to realize the immense power you hold. Nothing exists independently of your awareness. If you assume yourself to be limited, struggling, or unworthy, life will mold itself to confirm those beliefs. It will present obstacles, rejection, and hardship, not because you are destined to suffer, but because that is what you unconsciously affirm. But if you assume yourself to be worthy, abundant, and successful, the world must shape itself to reflect that state of being. It has no choice. Your beliefs act as an invisible architect, constructing the reality you walk through each day. These beliefs are not just idle thoughts that pass through your mind. They are the foundations upon which your entire life is built. If you constantly tell yourself that success is difficult, that love is rare, or that happiness is fleeting, you will see these ideas play out before you, not because they are absolute truths, but because you have accepted them as such. On the other hand, when you change the way you think, when you replace doubt with certainty, fear with confidence, and limitation with possibility, life begins to shift in ways that seem almost miraculous. It is not enough to simply wish for change while continuing to entertain the same limiting thoughts. True transformation requires a shift in consciousness, a deep and unwavering belief that what you desire is already yours. This is where most people falter. They allow the evidence of the physical world to dictate their beliefs, instead of understanding that their beliefs create the physical world. They look at their current circumstances and reinforce them by reacting emotionally, further embedding those unwanted experiences into their reality. But the key to changing your life is to first change what you accept as true within yourself. Assume the feeling of already being the person you wish to become. Not someday, not in the distant future, but right now. Let your thoughts reflect that reality. If you desire success, do not dwell on failure. If you seek love, do not entertain thoughts of loneliness. If you wish for abundance, let go of ideas of lack. The more you persist in an assumption, the more it solidifies into reality. Life does not respond to your wishes, it responds to your conviction. The shift does not happen overnight. The mind, conditioned by years of habitual thinking, will resist at first. Doubt will creep in. The external world may continue to reflect the old beliefs for a while. But your job is not to react to the old reality. It is to persist in your new assumption, knowing that the external world is only a delayed reflection of your inner state. If you hold firm, if you refuse to let appearances dictate your inner world, you will witness a transformation so profound that it will feel as though the entire universe has conspired to shift in your favor. Most people remain trapped in the cycle of reacting to life rather than creating it. They wake up each day and allow their environment to dictate how they feel, what they believe, and what they expect. But the moment you take control of your inner world, everything changes. You are no longer a passive participant, you become the creator. You begin to walk through life with an unshakable confidence, knowing that you are the master of your destiny. Hold the assumption of your ideal life so firmly in your mind that it becomes more real to you than the world you currently see. Do not wait for evidence, create it. Do not seek external validation, know it within. When your inner world shifts, the outer world has no choice but to follow. Silence holds a power that few truly understand. In a world that thrives on noise, where people constantly seek validation through words and external recognition, the ability to remain silent is often mistaken for weakness. But true strength does not need to announce itself. It does not seek to prove, argue, or convince. It simply is. The greatest transformations, the most profound shifts in life, happen in silence, away from the noise of opinions and distractions. And silence is the space where real power is cultivated. It is in silence that the mind clears, that thoughts become intentional, and that desires take form. When you resist the urge to explain yourself, when you stop feeling the need to justify your actions, you reclaim the energy that is so often wasted on trying to make others understand you. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey, and that is perfectly fine. Your growth, your success, your transformation, none of it requires the approval of others. The most successful, powerful individuals move in silence. They do not broadcast their plans, their struggles, or their next moves. Instead, they focus inward, directing all their energy toward their vision, allowing their actions and results to do the speaking for them. Words can be manipulated, misunderstood, or dismissed, but results are undeniable. When you commit to your path and refuse to be distracted by external noise, you step into a power that few possess, the power of quiet certainty. When you speak less, you observe more. You begin to notice things that others overlook. You become attuned to the subtle shifts in energy, the hidden opportunities, and the unspoken intentions of those around you. Silence sharpens your intuition, giving you an edge that cannot be acquired through loudness or constant expression. When you are silent, you listen, not just to others, but to yourself, to the whispers of your own soul, to the guidance that comes when the mind is still. Many people fear silence because they associate it with invisibility, with being overlooked or forgotten. But the opposite is true. Those who master the art of silence command a presence that is felt even when they do not speak. There is a quiet confidence in those who do not need to fill every moment with words. Their energy speaks for them. Their actions make a statement that no speech could ever match. Discipline yourself to resist the urge to announce your every move. Not everyone needs to know what you are working on, what you are struggling with, or what you intend to achieve. The more you reveal, the more room you leave for doubt, interference, and negativity from those who do not have your best interests at heart. Protect your energy by keeping your plans close. Let people see the results when they manifest, not when they are still in the delicate process of formation. Silence is not passivity. It is not avoidance. It is a deliberate choice to conserve energy, to move with intention, and to operate from a place of quiet power. Those who waste their breath trying to prove themselves to others are often the ones who lack true confidence. They seek external validation because they have not yet built internal certainty. But when you truly believe in yourself, you do not need to say much. You simply do. There will always be those who misunderstand your silence, who mistake it for a lack of direction or purpose. But that is because they have not yet learned that the greatest storms build in quiet. The most profound transformations happen when no one is watching. The most unstoppable people do not announce themselves. They emerge fully formed when the time is right. Resist the urge to react, to explain, to seek approval. Move in silence, not because you are afraid to speak, but because you know that true power does not need to be declared. It is felt. And when the time comes, the world will see what you have been building, not through your words, but through the undeniable reality of your success. The need for validation is one of the greatest chains that bind people to lives of limitation. From a young age, many are conditioned to seek approval, to be praised, to be accepted, to be acknowledged. But in doing so, they unknowingly give away their power. The moment you look outside yourself for validation, you allow the opinions of others to dictate your worth, your choices, and ultimately your destiny. True freedom begins the moment you detach from this need and realize that you do not require permission to become the person you were meant to be. When you constantly seek validation, you live in a state of uncertainty. You measure your worth based on how others perceive you, and because opinions are ever changing, so is your sense of self. One day you may feel confident because someone praises you. The next, you may feel doubtful because someone criticizes you. This is a dangerous way to live because it means your inner world is controlled by forces outside of you. But the truth is, no one can define you except yourself. No one holds the authority to determine your value. The only validation you truly need is your own. Detaching from external validation is not about rejecting feedback or isolating yourself from the world. It is about recognizing that you are the ultimate authority over your life. You must learn to trust your own judgment, to stand firm in your beliefs even when others do not understand them. If you are constantly looking for reassurance, you will always be at the mercy of others' opinions, and your life will become a reflection of their expectations rather than your true desires. The greatest minds, the most successful individuals, and the most powerful people in history did not seek approval. They walked their path with certainty, often in the face of opposition, ridicule, and doubt. They understood that seeking validation is a distraction, a way of handing control over to those who do not see the vision as clearly as they do. They were not swayed by public opinion because they knew that true conviction does not require confirmation. When you stop seeking validation, you become unshakable. You no longer need constant reassurance that you are on the right path. You simply trust yourself. You move with a quiet confidence, knowing that your worth is not up for debate. This shift in mindset liberates you. You are no longer held back by fear of judgment. You stop hesitating, stop second-guessing, and start living fully, unapologetically, as the person you were meant to be. Many people remain trapped in a cycle of seeking approval because they fear rejection. They fear being misunderstood or criticized. But rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It is simply a sign that not everyone is meant to walk with you. The opinions of others are shaped by their own limitations, fears, and beliefs. What someone else thinks of you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. The moment you understand this, you reclaim your power. Walking your path with certainty does not mean you will never face resistance. In fact, the stronger your belief in yourself, the more you will challenge the status quo and the more opposition you may encounter. But this is not a sign to stop. It is a sign to keep going. If you live for approval, you will live a life of compromise. But if you live for truth, your truth, you will experience a freedom that most people never taste. Trust yourself. You do not need permission to evolve, to grow, to change. You do not need approval to chase your dreams, to walk away from what no longer serves you, or to step into the life you desire. The only permission you need is your own. And when you give it to yourself, when you fully embrace the power that has always been within you, the world will have no choice but to recognize the force that you have become. Energy is the currency of life. Where you direct it determines what you experience. Most people spend their energy carelessly, focused on others, consumed by opinions, reacting to external circumstances. They scatter their power, giving their attention to things that do not serve them, and then wonder why life feels chaotic and unfulfilling. But the truth is simple. The energy you give is the energy you receive. If you pour your attention into distractions, you will receive more distractions. If you obsess over what others think, you will feel uncertain and dependent on their approval. But if you focus on yourself, your growth, your desires, your inner world, life aligns in your favor, bringing you exactly what you seek. Many do not realize how much energy they waste by being overly concerned with others. They analyze people's opinions, compare themselves, and seek validation, not understanding that every thought and emotion directed outward weakens their own power. The more you give your energy to others in this way, the less you have for yourself. This is why so many feel drained, stuck, or lost, because their energy is not focused on their own path. They are living reactively instead of intentionally. But when you shift that focus inward, everything changes. You reclaim your energy. You stop chasing and start attracting. The moment you prioritize yourself, your goals, your mindset, your well-being, you begin to move differently. You radiate confidence, and that confidence draws opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with your desires. This is not a coincidence. It is a reflection of the law that governs all things. What you send out is what you receive. If you constantly focus on negativity, on what is wrong, on what you lack, on what others are doing, you invite more of the same into your life. But if you shift your energy to gratitude, self-improvement, and possibility, life responds accordingly. It is not about forcing things to happen, but about creating the right internal environment for them to happen naturally. When you operate from a place of abundance, abundance flows toward you. When you move with certainty, life mirrors that certainty back to you. This is why focusing on yourself is the most powerful thing you can do. It is not selfish, it is necessary. The more you invest in your own energy, the more magnetic you become. You do not need to chase, convince, or struggle. You simply need to align. An alignment happens when you stop looking outward for direction and start trusting that everything you need is already within you. The world will try to pull your energy in 1,000 different directions. It will tempt you to compare, to react, to seek approval. But every time you give in to these distractions, you weaken your own power. Instead, discipline yourself to remain focused. Ask yourself daily, where is my energy going? Is it fueling my growth, or is it being wasted on things beyond my control? When you truly understand that energy is your most valuable asset, you will guard it fiercely. You will stop engaging in pointless arguments. You will stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You will stop seeking love, success, or happiness outside of yourself, because you will know that everything you desire is a reflection of the energy you cultivate within. Let others do as they wish. Let them think as they please. None of that concerns you. Your only responsibility is to master your own energy, to direct it with intention, and to trust that by doing so, life will unfold exactly as it should. When you focus on yourself, you are not ignoring the world. You're simply choosing to shape it rather than be shaped by it. And in doing so, you unlock a power that few ever realize. The power to create the life you truly desire. Not everyone is meant to understand you. This is a truth that once accepted, will set you free. Many people spend their lives trying to explain themselves, justify their choices, and gain approval from those who were never meant to see their vision. But when you seek understanding from others, you give away your power. You make their perception more important than your own growth. The reality is, your journey is yours alone, and not everyone will see it, appreciate it, or support it, and that is perfectly fine. As you evolve, you will notice that your silence unsettles people. Some will misinterpret your distance as arrogance, coldness, or even rejection. They will question why you are not as available, why you no longer engage in meaningless conversations, why you have shifted your focus inward. But their confusion is not your concern. The path of growth requires solitude. It demands that you remove yourself from distractions, from unnecessary attachments, and from the need to explain yourself at every turn. Those who truly align with you will not need an explanation. They will understand your silence without question. When you begin to change, when you elevate your thinking, when you prioritize your peace, when you no longer entertain negativity, some will feel uncomfortable. They may resist your transformation because it challenges their own way of being. They were comfortable with who you used to be, with the version of you that was always available, always explaining, always seeking approval. But you are not here to remain stagnant for the comfort of others. You are here to grow. And growth often requires outgrowing people, places, and patterns that no longer serve you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them create their own stories about why you have become more distant, more focused, more selective with your energy. It is not your job to correct their assumptions. Your only responsibility is to continue evolving. Those who are meant to be in your life will adjust to your growth. Those who are not will remove themselves. Either way, it is not your burden to carry. One of the greatest mistakes you can make is slowing down your own progress just to be more relatable to others. You do not need to shrink yourself to fit into spaces you have outgrown. You do not need to dim your light so that others feel comfortable in your presence. The right people, the ones who are aligned with your purpose, will not only accept your transformation but will celebrate it. They will respect your silence, understand your distance, and support your decision to focus on yourself. There is great power in realizing that understanding is not a requirement for connection. Some of the most profound shifts in your life will happen in solitude, without validation, without applause, and without explanation. This is because true transformation happens within. It is an internal process, not something that needs to be broadcasted or justified. You do not need the world to understand you, you only need to understand yourself. If you spend your energy trying to convince others of your worth, your vision, or your decisions, you will exhaust yourself. Instead, let your actions speak. Move in silence. Focus on your path. Allow your evolution to unfold naturally. The right people will recognize your growth without needing an explanation. The wrong people will question it because they were never meant to follow you on this journey. The other day, your purpose is not to be understood, it is to evolve, to become the highest version of yourself, to embrace change without hesitation, to walk your path with confidence even when no one else sees the destination. Let them misunderstand, let them talk, let them wonder. It does not matter. What matters is that you keep moving forward, unshaken, unapologetic, and fully aligned with who you are meant to be. Faith is not built in what is seen, it is built in what is unseen. It is the quiet confidence that what you hold within will inevitably become your reality. Most people struggle with this because they seek external confirmation before they believe. They want signs, validation, and proof before they trust in their desires. But true faith requires no proof. It demands that you trust the unseen so completely that the outer world has no choice but to conform. When you withdraw from the need to explain yourself, you allow faith to work in your favor. You stop looking for validation from others and instead you rest in the knowing that what you have accepted within will soon take shape in the physical world. The need to convince others is a sign of doubt. If you truly believed, you would not feel the need to explain, defend, or justify your vision. you would hold it in silence, knowing that time will reveal all things. There is immense power in keeping your desires private. Many people weaken their manifestations by speaking too soon, sharing their dreams with those who cannot see what they see. They open themselves up to doubt, criticism, and external opinions that dilute their inner certainty. But when you understand how faith operates, you no longer seek permission or approval. You hold your vision close, nurturing it in the unseen, until it becomes undeniable. Everything in this world begins as an unseen idea. The tallest buildings, the greatest inventions, the most profound transformations, all started as thoughts. Before they became visible, they existed in the mind of someone who dared to believe. They did not need the world's approval. They did not need others to understand. They simply held on to their vision with unwavering faith, allowing it to take root and grow in silence. You must do the same. Instead of explaining yourself, focus on embodying the version of yourself that already has what you seek. If you desire success, feel successful now. If you desire love, feel love now. If you desire abundance, feel abundant now. Your imagination is the blueprint for your future, and what you persist in assuming will harden into fact. This is how faith operates, not by waiting for proof, but by trusting that the unseen is more real than what the eyes perceive. Most people live in reverse. They react to their current circumstances and assume that what they see is all there is. They forget that their current reality is simply a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. If they wish to change their life, they must first change what they accept as true within. This is where faith becomes essential. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the imagined and the experienced. Silence is the companion of faith. When you move in silence, you allow the unseen to work on your behalf. You do not waste energy explaining yourself to those who cannot see what you see. You do not seek reassurance from the world. Instead, you stand firm in your belief, knowing that the manifestation is already on its way. The moment you let go of the need to prove anything, you step into alignment with the very thing you desire. Let others wonder. Let them question your silence, your distance, your unwavering confidence. It is not your job to make them understand. Your only task is to hold your vision so steadily that nothing can shake it. When you master this, life will unfold effortlessly in your favor. What was once unseen will become undeniable. What was once only imagined will become your lived reality. And when that day comes, you will realize that faith was never about proving anything to others. It was always about proving it to yourself. The journey of focusing on yourself and staying silent is one of inner mastery. It requires you to detach from the need for validation, to trust in the unseen, and to understand that not everyone is meant to comprehend your path. True power does not announce itself. It moves in silence, allowing faith to shape reality without the need for explanation. When you withdraw from distractions and external opinions, you reclaim your energy, align with your desires, and step into the life you were meant to live. Let others misunderstand you. Let them question your distance. It is not your concern. Your purpose is not to be seen or validated. It is to evolve. The less you explain, the more life unfolds in your favor. So walk in quiet confidence, knowing that what you hold within will manifest without. Move with certainty. Trust in yourself and let your results speak louder than words ever could. Thank you. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel it. Everything you have been longing for, the life you have dreamed of, the love, the abundance, the freedom. It is not in some distant future, it is here, now. The world you see with your eyes is merely a reflection of your inner state. You may have believed that your desires were taking their time, that the universe was making you wait. But the truth is, the moment you truly assume it to be yours, it must appear. Nothing in this world is kept from you. The only delay has been your hesitation to claim it. But now the tide has turned. The energy has shifted. That which you have imagined, that which you have felt in the depths of your being, is rushing toward you with unstoppable force. You do not need to chase, beg, or struggle. The only requirement is belief. Assume that it is done. Walk as though you already have it. Speak as though it is already yours. Let every cell in your body resonate with the certainty that what you have asked for is already in motion. You will see signs, not because they are bringing the manifestation, but because they are confirming what has already been done. Every moment you persist in the feeling of fulfillment, you accelerate its arrival. So release any doubt, let go of the illusion of time, trust in the unseen, and soon you will witness the miraculous. What you desire is not something that must be created, chased, or earned. It already exists. It is not a distant possibility waiting for the right conditions. It is here, now, fully formed, awaiting your recognition. The idea that you must struggle to bring it into being is an illusion created by the mind, a result of seeing the world as something separate from you rather than as a mirror of your inner state. Everything you have ever longed for is already present in the unseen. The wealth, the love, the success, the peace. It is all here, vibrating at a frequency that corresponds to your assumption of having it. Your task is not to force its arrival, but to align with it. To step into the version of yourself that already possesses it. Imagine a radio. The music you wish to hear is not created when you turn the dial. It already exists in the airwaves, invisible to the eye, but fully real. The moment you tune in, the music plays. Your desires work the same way. They are not on their way, they are already broadcasting, waiting for you to tune in by shifting your inner state. But what prevents most people from receiving their desires is their focus on the external world. They believe what they see, and when they do not see their desire materialize, they assume it is absent. Yet this is where they go wrong. The outer world does not precede the inner world, it follows it. Whatever you hold within will inevitably reflect outward. The moment you decide with unwavering certainty that your desire is yours, the world must respond. This is why effort, struggle, and force are unnecessary. The harder you try, the more you affirm that your desire is separate from you, but it was never separate. The only separation exists in perception. The instant you remove the illusion of distance, time, or difficulty, what you desire flows effortlessly into your experience. Think of the air you breathe. You do not chase it, worry about it, or doubt its presence. It is simply there, supporting you, responding to your every inhalation. Your desires function the same way. They are always available, always responding, always seeking to manifest in your life. The only difference is whether you believe they are yours or if you continue to entertain the illusion of lack. To truly receive, you must live in the knowing that it is done. Not in hope, not in wishful thinking, but in certainty. Walk through life as though your desire is already here. Feel the emotions you would feel if you had it now. Speak from the place of having, not needing. Do this consistently, and you will find the world shifting around you in ways that seem almost magical. Circumstances will rearrange, opportunities will present themselves, and events will unfold to bring your desire into view. But understand this, it was never about the outside world. It was always about your inner state. The moment you assume your desire is real, the outer world has no choice but to comply. Your desire exists. It is not coming, it is here. All that remains is for you to step into the awareness that it has always been yours. Time is not what you think it is. You have been conditioned to believe that there is a gap between your desire and its fulfillment, that things must unfold step by step, and that waiting is an unavoidable part of the process. But this is only true if you accept it as true. The delay you perceive is not a necessary condition. It is only the reflection of your doubt. The moment you fully accept your desire as real, time ceases to be a factor. It must manifest, for there is nothing holding it back except the illusion that it is not yet yours. You have been taught to see time as linear, to believe that everything must follow a sequence, but this is a misunderstanding. Time is a construct of the mind, a way to make sense of change. but it has no real power over your ability to receive what you desire. When you dream, entire stories unfold in what feels like hours, yet only minutes or seconds pass in waking reality. Time bends according to your state of awareness. The same is true in your waking life. The more you believe in delay, the more you experience it. The more you surrender to the feeling that what you desire is already yours, the faster it arrives. Many people spend years waiting for what could have been theirs in an instant. They set conditions, believing they must first become more deserving, achieve more, or wait for circumstances to align. But this waiting is self-imposed. The moment you shift your awareness, time collapses, and reality conforms to your new assumption. Think of a person who suddenly experiences a breakthrough, a job offer, a relationship, an unexpected opportunity. It may seem as though it happened out of nowhere, but the truth is the shift had already occurred within them. The outer world was merely catching up. This is always the case. Your world is a mirror, reflecting your inner state. If you are waiting, you are affirming that your desire is not yet here. But if you accept it as already done, you eliminate the need for waiting entirely. The world will adjust to match your inner conviction. What stops most people from embracing this truth is their reliance on the senses. They look around and see no evidence of their desire, and so they conclude that it is not yet time. But the senses only report what has already been assumed and sustained in the past. If you continue to trust the outer world more than your inner knowing, you will always be at the mercy of delay. But when you understand that time is fluid, that reality shifts the moment you do, you become free. You no longer ask, when will it come? Because you know it is already here. You live in the end. You feel the certainty, and soon the world catches up to you. The key is persistence. Do not let appearances shake your knowing. Do not allow doubt to creep in just because your eyes do not yet see. Trust that your assumption is the only reality, and time will bow to your certainty. In truth, there is no waiting, there is only claiming. The moment you assume your desire is real, time rearranges to make it so. The key to bringing any desire into reality is simple. Live in the end. You must assume with unwavering certainty that your wish is already fulfilled. Not tomorrow, not someday. Now. Your world is nothing more than a mirror reflecting your state of consciousness. The moment you fully embody the feeling of already having what you desire, reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your assumption. Most people live in the state of wanting rather than having. They pray, hope, and wish, all while reinforcing the idea that their desire is separate from them. This very longing creates a barrier, a sense of lack, which keeps their manifestation just out of reach. The secret is to shift out of wanting and into the state of already having. You do this by feeling, thinking, and acting as if your desire is already yours. Imagine a person who desires wealth, but constantly thinks about their financial struggles. They check their bank account in frustration, worry about bills, and affirm their lack at every turn. Even if they take physical action toward financial success, their inner world is rooted in scarcity. And so the world reflects back more of the same. But if this person were to shift their state, if they truly felt wealthy, carried themselves with confidence, and believe in their financial freedom, things would begin to change. Opportunities would appear, ideas would flow, and circumstances would rearrange in their favor. This is not mere wishful thinking, it is the law of consciousness in action. Your world does not operate independently of your inner state. It is shaped by what you assume to be true. If you assume the state of the wish fulfilled and persist in that assumption, it must become reality. The process begins with imagination. Close your eyes and see yourself living the life you desire. Feel it as real. What would it be like if you were already in possession of what you seek? If it is love, feel the warmth of being cherished. If it is success, Embody the confidence of one who has already achieved it. Let the feeling take root in you, and do not waver. Your senses may try to deceive you. They may show you the same old reality, tempting you to fall back into doubt. But remember, the outer world is just a reflection of past assumptions. If you persist in your new state, it will override the old, and reality must shift. The world does not operate on effort alone. It responds to who you are being. A person who assumes themselves to be loved attracts love. A person who assumes themselves to be abundant attracts abundance. You do not need to chase or struggle. You only need to embody the end result. As you persist, subtle shifts will begin to occur. Conversations will change. Unexpected events will unfold. Paths will open that you could not have planned. This is the world molding itself to your new assumption. The how is not your concern. Your only job is to remain firm in your state. If doubt arises, return to the feeling. Remind yourself that what you assume with conviction must become your reality. Do not seek confirmation from the outer world. Instead, hold your belief unwaveringly, knowing that the world must catch up to your assumption. This is the secret. Live in the end, and the end will come to you. Many people make the mistake of waiting for signs before they believe. They want to see proof that their desire is on its way before they fully commit to the assumption that it is already theirs. But this is not how reality works. Signs follow, they do not precede. You must first believe with conviction, and only then will the evidence appear. Your world is a reflection of your inner state. If you demand proof before you believe, you are affirming that you do not truly believe. You are saying, I need to see it before I can accept it as real. But all creation begins in the unseen, in the realm of assumption. The moment you accept something as true within, the outer world begins to shift, arranging itself to match your conviction. Imagine a gardener who plants a seed. He does not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. He trusts that the process is already underway. He waters the soil, ensures it has sunlight, and continues about his life, knowing that in time the plant will emerge. The same is true for your manifestations. The moment you assume the state of already having what you desire, the seed is planted. Your job is to persist in that assumption and allow the outer world to catch up. Looking for signs too soon is like uprooting the seed before it has had a chance to grow. It introduces doubt, which weakens your assumption and slows the process. When you seek proof, you are operating from a place of lack. You are saying, I do not have this yet, and I need evidence before I can believe. But the very act of needing proof reinforces the idea that your desire is not yet real, keeping it just out of reach. Instead of seeking signs, become the person who already has what you desire. Assume it fully, live in the end, and trust that the signs will come naturally. You will notice them only after you have already shifted within. They will appear effortlessly, not because you search for them, but because they must follow your assumption. Consider those moments in life when something you once desired became reality. Often you only recognize the signs in hindsight. You realize that events were aligning all along, but at the time you are not aware of them. This is how manifestation works. It unfolds naturally, in ways the conscious mind cannot always predict. Your only task is to believe, to feel as though your wish is already fulfilled. The more you persist in this state, the faster the outer world will conform. Signs will appear, but not as a prerequisite to belief. They will come as a result of your unwavering assumption. If you ever find yourself wondering, where is the evidence? Why haven't I seen a sign? Remind yourself that signs follow, they do not precede. The moment you demand proof, you step out of faith and into doubt. But when you hold firm to your assumption, knowing that it must manifest, you allow the process to unfold without resistance. The world does not show you what you want and then allow you to believe. It reflects back to you what you already believe. If you wait for proof before believing, you will wait forever. But the moment you believe without needing validation, reality will shift and the signs will appear effortlessly. So do not seek signs. Become the living embodiment of your fulfilled desire, and the world will show you what you already know to be true. The moment you struggle for something, you affirm that it is not yours. The more effort you apply, the more you reinforce the idea that your desire is separate from you. Manifestation is not about force, it is about allowing. It is not about effort, it is about assumption. The harder you try, the more you push it away. Instead, you must drop the struggle and rest in the knowing that it is already done. Most people have been conditioned to believe that they must work hard, strive, and struggle to achieve what they want. They have been taught that effort is the price they must pay for success, love, wealth, or happiness. But this belief only keeps them locked in a cycle of trying, never arriving. If you constantly feel that you must do something to make your desire come true, you are unconsciously affirming that it is not yet yours. You are keeping it at a distance. True manifestation happens when you shift from effort to certainty. Imagine for a moment that what you desire is already yours. How would you feel? How would you act? You would not be desperate, anxious, or constantly checking for results. You would move through life with confidence, knowing that it is already done. This is the key. You must adopt the state of the wish fulfilled, not through force, but through inner conviction. When a person struggles to manifest love, they often chase, worry, and analyze every detail, looking for proof that their desire is coming. But this very struggle reinforces the idea that love is missing. The person who truly believes they are loved does not chase or doubt. They rest in the knowing that love is already theirs. And because of this assumption, their outer world must reflect it. The same applies to money, success, health, or any other desire. Struggle is resistance, and resistance blocks manifestation. Think of water flowing effortlessly in a river. The moment you try to grasp it, it slips through your fingers. But when you relax, the water surrounds you naturally. Manifestation works in the same way. It is not about effort. It is about alignment. Dropping the struggle does not mean doing nothing in the physical world. It means releasing the inner resistance that comes from fear, doubt, and over-efforting. Inspired action may come, but it will feel effortless, natural, and aligned, not desperate or forced. Consider how easily things seem to come to those who are confident and relaxed. They do not strain or beg for results. They simply assume they will receive what they desire, and reality conforms to their assumption. This is the state you must adopt. You must know deep within that your desire is already fulfilled. You must embody that state even before your senses confirm it. If you find yourself struggling, pause and ask, what am I affirming by my effort? Am I acting from a place of trust, or am I reinforcing lack? If you are trying too hard, step back, breathe. Remind yourself that creation is finished. What you seek is already yours in the unseen realm. And the moment you stop pushing, it can flow into your reality. Rest in the knowing. Trust that the unseen is just as real as the seen. Do not let appearances fool you. If you hold the assumption of already having your desire, the world must adjust to match it. Struggle is unnecessary, force is unnecessary. The only requirement is belief. Let go, stop fighting, stop trying to make it happen. Instead, embody the feeling of already having it. Walk in that state, live in that truth, and watch as the outer world bends effortlessly to reflect your inner certainty. Gratitude is the bridge between desire and fulfillment. It is the signature of already having received, the evidence that you truly believe your manifestation is real. When you feel gratitude now, before seeing any physical proof, you align yourself with the state of already having. And when you align with that state, reality must conform to your assumption. Imagine for a moment that your wish has been fulfilled. If you woke up tomorrow and your desire had fully manifested, how would you feel? Would you feel excited, relieved, joyful? Would you thank the universe, God, or yourself for making it happen? That feeling is what you must embody now before the manifestation appears, because that feeling is what brings it into reality. Gratitude is powerful because it eliminates lack. When you feel thankful, you are not in a state of wanting or longing. You are in a state of receiving. You are affirming that you already have enough, and in doing so, you open yourself up to more. The universe responds to your energy. When you radiate gratitude, you attract more experiences to be grateful for. Many people make the mistake of focusing on what is missing. They wake up thinking about what they do not have, and they carry that lack with them throughout the day. But lack only creates more lack. The mind is a creative instrument, and whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on absence, you get more absence, but if you focus on gratitude, you get more to be grateful for. A simple way to shift into this state is to begin and end each day with gratitude. Upon waking, instead of thinking about what is missing, think about what is already good. Feel thankful for the bed you sleep in, the breath in your lungs, the opportunities that are unfolding, even if you cannot yet see them. Before sleeping, mentally list the things you appreciate, including the desires you are manifesting, as if they have already happened. Gratitude also dissolves resistance. When you desire something, there is often a part of you that doubts, worries, or fears it may never come. These emotions create resistance, slowing the manifestation process. But gratitude melts resistance because it shifts your focus from worry to certainty. Instead of questioning, will this happen? You affirm, I am so thankful it already has. Even when circumstances seem unchanged, persist in gratitude. Do not let appearances fool you. Reality is shaped by your inner world, and just as a seed takes time to sprout beneath the soil, your manifestation is unfolding even when you cannot yet see it. Trust this process. Express gratitude as though your wish is already fulfilled, and you will accelerate its arrival. Gratitude is the ultimate act of faith. It is the unwavering trust that what you have imagined is already yours. It is the knowing that you are the creator of your reality, and by feeling thankful now, you bring your desire closer. If you ever find yourself doubting or questioning, pause and shift into gratitude. Instead of saying, why hasn't it happened yet? Say thank you that it is already done. Carry that feeling with you and watch as the world reshapes itself in response. What you seek is seeking you, and gratitude is the key that unlocks the door. Everything you have been manifesting is already rushing toward you. The moment you accept that your desire exists now, that time is merely an illusion, and that your assumption creates reality, you remove every obstacle standing in your way. When you stop searching for signs and instead live in the end, you shift into the state of already having. Struggle is unnecessary. Manifestation is effortless when you allow it. And above all, gratitude accelerates everything because it confirms that your wish is already fulfilled. Trust this truth. Hold on to your vision. Walk in the feeling of already having received, and reality will rearrange itself to reflect your certainty. Let go of doubt. Embrace the knowing and watch as your desires unfold before you. Thank you for listening, and may you step forward in faith, knowing that everything you seek is already yours. My friends, the moment before the breakthrough is always the hardest. The night is darkest before dawn, and the soul is tested before its greatest reward. But if you are alert, you will recognize the signs that God is preparing you for something beyond your imagination. The first sign: disruptions will come like a storm. Everything you once depended on might crumble. Friendships dissolve, opportunities fade, familiar paths close. But do not despair. God is not taking things from you. He is making space for what is greater. The second sign, you will find yourself alone. Suddenly, you feel detached from the people around you. Even those who once understood you may now seem distant. This isolation is not rejection. It is a sacred moment of preparation. In silence, you will hear the voice of God more clearly. The third sign, a deep knowing will settle in your spirit. Call it intuition, call it faith, but something inside you will whisper, it is coming. You may not see the evidence yet, but you will feel it. This is not wishful thinking. It is your reality aligning itself with your destiny. The fourth sign, doors that once opened with ease now seem locked. Opportunities that seemed promising will slip through your fingers, but do not mistake delays for defeat. What is meant for you is never lost. It is simply waiting for the perfect divine timing. The fifth sign, challenges will intensify. The closer you get to the blessing, the greater the resistance. But opposition is confirmation. The enemy does not attack what is weak, only what is valuable. If you are facing trials, rejoice. It means your blessing is near. The sixth sign, a deep, unshakable peace will settle over you. Even in the middle of uncertainty, you will feel a strange calm. This is God's assurance that He is working behind the scenes. When the mind surrenders to trust, miracles unfold effortlessly. And the seventh sign, everything will suddenly fall into place. The delay will end, the right people will appear, and the path will clear. What once seemed impossible will come together so effortlessly that you will know this was God's plan all along. So if you are seeing these signs, do not fear, do not resist. Stand firm in faith, for God is about to give you something so big that it will change your life forever. It is already yours. Believe and it shall be. Life has a mysterious way of preparing us for the things we desire. Often, before a great blessing arrives, everything around us seems to fall apart. Relationships shift, opportunities vanish, and familiar circumstances begin to unravel. To the untrained eye, this appears as misfortune, an unwelcome disruption to the comfort and stability we have known. But in truth, what we call chaos is nothing more than divine alignment at work. It is a necessary process that clears the way for something greater. Think of the seed that must break before it grows. Before it becomes a mighty tree, it is buried in the darkness of the soil, seemingly lost and forgotten. But beneath the surface, a transformation is taking place. The shell of the seed must rupture, its previous form must be destroyed, and only then can it sprout into something new. Likewise, in our own lives, things must break before something greater emerges. When you experience disruptions, loss, endings, unexpected changes, it is easy to feel that life is working against you. You may wonder why the things you counted on are suddenly being stripped away. But nothing is being taken from you that is meant for you. Instead, what no longer serves your highest purpose is being removed so that you can receive something better. Too often we cling to familiarity even when it no longer fulfills us. We hold on to jobs that drain us, relationships that stifle our growth, or habits that keep us small. Yet when a higher plan is unfolding, these things begin to fall away, not as punishment, but as preparation. The discomfort you feel is simply the process of realignment. Consider the story of a person who loses their job unexpectedly. At first, panic sets in. Fear of the unknown grips them. But in time they realized that the loss was a blessing in disguise. It pushed them to seek a new path, one they would have never considered if they had stayed where they were. It is only in hindsight that they see the hand of divine guidance, leading them toward a future far greater than the one they had imagined. This is why it is crucial not to resist when disruptions arise. The natural reaction is to fight against change, to try to hold on to what is leading. But resistance only prolongs the process. Instead of seeing disruption as a setback, embrace it as a sign that something new is being prepared for you. The key is trust. When life begins to shake, trust that it is shaking loose the things that no longer belong. When doors close, trust that they are closing to guide you toward the right ones. When people leave, trust that their chapter in your life has served its purpose. Letting go is not about loss, it is about making space for what is meant to be. There is a reason that moments of greatest transformation often come after seasons of upheaval. The discomfort forces us to grow, to stretch beyond our limitations, and to step into a new version of ourselves. The struggle is not a sign of failure, it is evidence that a breakthrough is near. So, if you find yourself in the midst of disruption, do not despair. Look beyond what appears to be falling apart and recognize what is being built. The very things you see as obstacles are in fact the stepping stones leading you toward the blessing that awaits. Nothing is happening by accident. Every challenge, every ending, every shift is preparing you for something far greater than you can yet see. Your breakthrough is not coming, it is already unfolding. Trust the process, embrace the change, and know that divine alignment is always at work. There comes a time in life when you may feel completely alone. People you once depended on drift away. Conversations that once flowed effortlessly now feel distant and strained. Invitations stop coming. Friendships fade, and suddenly the places where you once felt at home no longer feel welcoming. If this is happening to you, do not be discouraged. This is not rejection, it is divine separation. Many people misunderstand isolation, believing it to be a sign of abandonment or failure. But in truth, isolation is often a sacred season designed to elevate you. When God is preparing you for something greater, He removes distractions and detaches you from influences that no longer align with your purpose. This separation is not a punishment, it is preparation. Look at nature for guidance. Before a butterfly emerges, it must go through a period of complete isolation within the cocoon. In the darkness, it undergoes a profound transformation. If the process is interrupted, the butterfly will never develop the strength it needs to fly. The same is true for you. Isolation is your cocoon. It is the place where you are strengthened, refined, and made ready for the next chapter of your life. One of the first things that happen in this season is the removal of people who are not meant to go with you into your future. You may wonder why certain relationships have ended so suddenly. Friends who once supported you may no longer understand you. Family members may question your path. The very people you thought would be by your side forever may begin to distance themselves. But do not fight to hold on to what God is removing. Their exit is part of your elevation. Not everyone can go where you are going. Some people were only meant to be in your life for a season, to teach you lessons, to help you grow, and then to move on. If you hold on to them too tightly, you may delay your own progress. Instead of seeing their departure as a loss, recognize it as divine direction. In isolation, you are given the space to listen more closely to your own inner voice. When the noise of the world fades away, you begin to hear the whispers of wisdom that have always been within you. This is the time when God speaks to you most clearly, guiding you toward your destiny. You may not understand the full picture yet, but trust that you are being positioned exactly where you need to be. This is also a season of personal growth. Many people fear being alone because they have never truly spent time with themselves. But solitude is not emptiness. It is an opportunity for self-discovery. It is in these quiet moments that you uncover your true desires, your strengths, and the hidden potential that has been waiting to emerge. Isolation teaches you self-reliance. When you no longer have people constantly around to validate you, you learn to validate yourself. You develop resilience, inner peace, and the confidence to walk your path without seeking approval. This strength will be necessary for the next level of your life. Understand that isolation is temporary. Just as the butterfly does not stay in the cocoon forever, neither will you. But when you emerge, you will not be the same. You will be stronger, wiser, and fully prepared for the blessings that are about to unfold. So, if you find yourself in a season of solitude, embrace it. Do not resist the process or try to force old connections to remain. Trust that this is happening for a reason. You are being set apart, not because you are forgotten, but because you are chosen. This is your time to grow, to heal, and to prepare for the incredible future that awaits you. There comes a moment in life when you begin to feel something shifting within you. It is subtle at first, an unexplainable feeling, a quiet nudge, a knowing that refuses to be ignored. You cannot see it yet, but something deep within tells you that change is coming. This is not mere wishful thinking or coincidence. It is divine intuition. Intuition is the language of the soul. It is how the unseen speaks to you, guiding you toward what is already yours. When something great is about to unfold, your inner voice becomes louder, your awareness sharper, and your instincts more precise. It is as if you are being prepared from within before the blessing manifests in the physical world. This feeling may not make sense. You might not have any visible signs that change is near, yet you cannot shake the certainty that something is happening behind the scenes. You may feel a deep sense of anticipation, as if you are standing at the edge of something extraordinary. This is because your spirit recognizes what your eyes cannot yet see. This inner knowing often comes with a heightened sense of clarity. You suddenly feel drawn toward certain paths, decisions, or people, even if they do not align with your current reality. What once interested you no longer excites you, and what once felt distant now calls to you with urgency. This is your intuition aligning you with your destiny. When this happens, trust it. Too often people dismiss their intuition, allowing fear and logic to take control. They convince themselves that their feelings are irrational, that they need proof before they believe. But intuition does not operate on evidence. It operates on truth. The moment you begin doubting it, you delay what is meant for you. You may notice that during this time, your dreams become more vivid. You begin to receive signs, repetitive messages, or synchronicities that seem too precise to be random. Numbers, symbols, and even the words of strangers start confirming what you already feel inside. These are not accidents. They are reassurances that you are on the right path. This knowing also comes with a sense of peace. Even if nothing around you has changed, you feel an unshakable calm within. You are no longer as affected by external circumstances. The things that once triggered doubt or fear now seem small compared to the deep certainty you feel inside. This is a sign that you have stepped into alignment with what is coming. This heightened intuition often comes with tests. The moment you sense something big approaching, challenges may arise to make you question it. You may face delays, obstacles, or even situations that appear to contradict what you feel. This is where many give up, believing they were wrong to trust their inner knowing. But these tests are not meant to discourage you. They are meant to strengthen your faith. In these moments, remind yourself that intuition does not mislead. If you feel it deeply, it is because it is already unfolding. The key is to remain firm, to trust even when the evidence is not yet visible. When a seed is planted, it does not sprout immediately. It grows beneath the surface first, unseen but inevitable. Your intuition is proof that the seed has already been planted. When you feel this unshakable inner knowing, embrace it. Do not ignore it, do not question it, and above all, do not let fear silence it. Trust that you are being guided towards something greater. What you seek is already seeking you. The feeling you have inside is not a dream. It is a preview of your reality. There will be moments in life when everything seems to slow down, when the doors that once opened with ease suddenly refuse to budge. The opportunities that once flowed effortlessly may seem to dry up, and the progress you were making grinds to a halt. It can be frustrating, even disheartening, to experience such delays, especially when you are certain that you are moving in the right direction. But understand this: Delays are not denials. They are divine timing at work, ensuring that you receive what is truly meant for you at the perfect moment. It may seem like something is wrong. You may wonder if you made a mistake, if you should have chosen a different path, or if what you desire is slipping away. But what you do not yet see is that the delay is working in your favor. It is not a sign that you are being blocked, it is a sign that something better is being prepared. Timing is everything, and when something is meant for you, it will not come a moment too soon or a moment too late. Patience is often tested in these seasons. You may be tempted to force things, to push open doors that are not yet ready to open, but forcing something before its time only leads to struggle and unnecessary hardship. Imagine a fruit that is picked too soon. It is bitter, unripe, and not yet at its full potential. But when allowed to ripen naturally, it becomes sweet, nourishing, and exactly as it should be. The same principle applies to your life. If something is delayed, it is because it is not yet at its fullest and most perfect state. During these times, trust is essential. You must trust that the delay is happening for a reason, even if that reason is not immediately clear. Perhaps what you are seeking is still being prepared. Maybe there are unseen factors shifting into place, aligning to bring you something even greater than what you imagined. Or perhaps you yourself are being prepared. Your growth, your mindset, and your readiness are being refined so that when the opportunity does arrive, you will be fully equipped to receive it. Often, delays serve as a period of transformation. They strip away impatience, strengthen faith, and teach the invaluable lesson that not all progress is visible. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean movement is not happening. A tree does not grow overnight, yet beneath the soil its roots are expanding, anchoring it deeply so that it can stand strong when the time comes. Your life is no different. The roots of your blessings are growing, even in the stillness. It is also in these seasons of delay that many people give up. Frustration takes over and doubt creeps in. They assume that because things are not happening as quickly as they hoped, they never will. But those who understand divine timing know better. They know that waiting is not wasting. They know that just as the tide must recede before it rushes back in, sometimes life must slow down before it accelerates forward in ways beyond imagination. Rather than resist the delay, use it. Use it to reflect, to refine, to prepare. Strengthen yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, so that when the doors finally open, you will walk through them with certainty, confidence, and wisdom. A delay does not mean your blessing has been taken away. It simply means it is being perfected. When the right moment arrives, everything will fall into place effortlessly. The doors that seemed locked will swing open without resistance. The opportunities that felt out of reach will appear with perfect precision. What once felt like a setback will reveal itself as divine orchestration. And when that moment comes, you will understand why the delay was necessary all along. There comes a time when everything seems to become more difficult just before a breakthrough. Challenges intensify, obstacles appear out of nowhere, and the pressure mounts in ways you have never experienced before. It may feel as though life is working against you, as though the very thing you are moving toward is pushing back with greater force. But this is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that something powerful is about to unfold. The resistance you feel is not meant to stop you. It is meant to refine you. Pressure creates diamonds. Without extreme heat and intense pressure, coal remains ordinary and unchanged. But when subjected to the right conditions, it transforms into something rare, something valuable. The same principle applies to your life. When challenges intensify, when the weight becomes heavier, it is not meant to break you. It is meant to refine you, to strengthen you, to prepare you for what is coming. It is easy to remain steadfast when things are smooth, but the real test comes when you are met with adversity. The delays, the disappointments, the unexpected hardships, these are not random events. They are part of a greater process designed to shape you into the person who is ready to receive what you have been asking for. If the blessing arrived too soon, if it came before you were truly prepared, it would not last. That is why the trials increase before the breakthrough. They serve as a final test, a final refinement, ensuring that when you step into your blessing, you are fully equipped to handle it. Many people, when faced with intensified challenges, begin to question everything. They wonder if they have made the wrong choice, if they should turn back, if the struggle is a sign that they are not meant to move forward. But in reality, it is the exact opposite. The resistance is confirmation that you are on the verge of something great. If you were not close to your breakthrough, the opposition would not be this strong. Darkness does not attack what is stagnant. It attacks what is advancing. This is why those who are about to receive something extraordinary often face the hardest battles. The moments when you feel the most exhausted, the most uncertain, the most tempted to give up, those are the moments when you must push forward the hardest. Breakthroughs do not come to those who retreat. They come to those who refuse to be shaken by temporary storms. The pressure is not there to destroy you. It is there to strengthen your faith. It is there to force you to trust in something greater than your circumstances. When everything around you suggests that you should quit, but you choose to keep going, that is when transformation happens. That is when you prove that you are ready. Challenges serve another purpose as well. They reveal what needs to be released. Before stepping into something new, you cannot carry the weight of the past, old fears, limiting beliefs, unhealthy attachments. These must be stripped away, and often it is through struggle that these things come to the surface. The situations that test you the most also show you what still needs to be healed. Every difficulty is refining you, making you lighter, stronger, and more prepared for the blessings ahead. When the challenges seem unbearable, remember this: the pressure is temporary, but the reward is eternal. Nothing you are going through is wasted. Every hardship, every setback, every painful moment is leading you to something greater. Stay the course. Do not be discouraged by the struggle, because it is proof that you are on the right path. You are being prepared, shaped, and strengthened for something beyond what you can imagine. Keep moving forward, for the breakthrough is closer than you think. There comes a moment when, despite everything happening around you, you feel a deep and unshakable calm. This is not the absence of problems, nor is it a lack of challenges. In fact, the external world may seem more chaotic than ever, yet within there is peace. It is not the kind of peace that comes from logic or reason, but a quiet knowing, an assurance that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This is the greatest confirmation that what you have been seeking is already on its way to you. When you have struggled, when you have questioned, when you have faced delay after delay, you may have spent much of your time in a state of doubt. You may have wondered if your desires would ever manifest, if your prayers were being heard, if all your efforts were in vain. But then something shifts. The anxiety lessens, the overthinking fades, and you no longer feel the need to control every detail. You begin to trust. And in that trust, there is peace. This inner calm is not something that can be forced. It is not something you achieve through effort. It is something that arises naturally when you align with divine timing. It is the realization that what you seek is already seeking you, that what is meant for you cannot be lost. This is why those who are about to receive something great often experience an overwhelming sense of stillness before it arrives. Nothing may appear to have changed. The physical world may still show no evidence of what you are waiting for, but deep within you already know. There is no rush, no desperation, no need to force anything. It is as if the outcome has already been sealed, and you are simply watching it unfold in perfect time. This is the power of true faith, not hoping, not wishing, but knowing. This deep inner calm also acts as a shield. When you are truly at peace, external circumstances lose their power over you. You are no longer swayed by delays, by temporary obstacles, or by the doubts of others. You no longer seek validation from the outside world because you have already received confirmation from within. The world may tell you to be anxious, to worry, to stress about the future, but something in you refuses to engage in fear. You know too much. You have seen the signs. You have felt the shift. This level of peace does not mean that challenges will suddenly disappear, but it does mean that those challenges will no longer affect you in the same way. You stop reacting, stop resisting, stop fearing the unknown. You move with trust, with certainty, with a quiet confidence that all things are working in your favor. Even when things seem to go wrong, you remain calm because you understand that nothing is truly going wrong. Everything is simply moving into alignment, even if you cannot yet see how. Many people spend their lives searching for this kind of peace. They chase success, relationships, and material wealth, believing that these things will bring them fulfillment. But true peace does not come from the outside. It comes from within, from the realization that you already have everything you need. It comes from understanding that you are not waiting for your blessing, it is already here, unfolding in ways beyond your comprehension. This is why before a great manifestation, before a powerful shift, this deep inner calm arrives. It is not the result of receiving the blessing, it is the sign that the blessing is inevitable. When you feel this stillness, when you no longer feel the need to strive or struggle, know that you are in the final moments before everything changes. The work is done, the seed has been planted. Now all that is left is to watch it bloom. When God is about to give you something big, the signs are undeniable. The disruptions, the isolation, the heightened intuition, the delays, the intensified challenges, and ultimately the deep inner calm. Each of these experiences is not a setback but a setup. They are divine markers guiding you toward your breakthrough. They refine you, align you, and prepare you to receive what has already been written in your destiny. In the moments when life feels uncertain, when the path seems unclear, remember this. Nothing is happening to harm you, everything is happening to shape you. What is meant for you is already making its way into your life, and all you have to do is trust. The resistance you feel is only temporary, but the blessing that awaits is eternal. So do not fear the process, do not resist the changes, embrace them, knowing that they are leading you exactly where you need to be. Walk forward with faith, with confidence, with certainty. What you seek is already seeking you, and soon you will see it unfold before your very eyes. Thank you for listening, and may you move forward with unwavering trust in the divine timing of your life. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe. Can you feel it? That still, quiet presence inside of you? That is the power that creates worlds. That is the force that has already answered your prayer. Many give up just before the miracle arrives. They look at the world around them, and when they see no change, they say, nothing is happening. But that is the greatest deception of all. The seed does not sprout the moment you plant it. The caterpillar does not transform into a butterfly overnight. And your miracle, though unseen, is already unfolding beneath the surface. The moment you desired it, it was yours. The moment you declared it, it was set in motion. But between the asking and the receiving, there is a test. A test of faith, a test of trust, a test of persistence. You do not beg the sun to rise. You simply trust that it will. So why doubt your own creation? The physical world is a mere shadow of your inner state. Everything you see now is the past made visible. But your future? It is shaped by your belief in this very moment. If you hold fast, if you refuse to let appearances shake your knowing, then nothing can stop what is already destined to be yours. Imagine it now, feel it deeply, the relief, the joy, the gratitude of already having what you seek. That feeling is not a dream. That feeling is reality in its truest form. Your body may not see it yet, but your spirit knows it is done. So do not let doubt steal what is rightfully yours. Do not let impatience push you into despair. The universe is always on time, and your miracle is coming faster than you think. What you consistently hold in your mind with unwavering faith becomes your reality. Your thoughts are not mere fleeting ideas, they are the seeds of creation, shaping the world around you. Every great achievement, every miraculous event, every shift in reality begins in the unseen realm of the mind. The life you experience today is nothing more than a reflection of past assumptions and beliefs, consciously or unconsciously entertained. Many people believe that reality is something fixed, something outside of them, something they must fight against or struggle to change. But this is the greatest illusion. Reality does not impose itself upon you, it conforms to the images and feelings you repeatedly dwell upon. If you persist in seeing yourself as someone who lacks, who is waiting, who is struggling, then your world must mirror that state. But if you can dare to see yourself as already possessing what you seek, if you can hold on to the feeling of fulfillment, then reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match that inner conviction. This is not a matter of wishful thinking or empty daydreaming. This is the principle by which all things come into being. Every invention, every breakthrough, every success story first lived in the imagination of someone who refused to let doubt interfere. Before the airplane existed, it lived in the mind of the Wright brothers. Before great cities were built, they were nothing but ideas in the minds of visionaries. Even the simple act of writing a letter begins first as a thought before it takes shape on paper. The unseen must always come before the seen. Your miracle is no different. It is already forming. The moment you conceived the desire, the moment you saw it in your mind and felt its reality, the process began. The only thing that can delay its arrival is doubt, impatience, or a return to the old way of seeing things. When you waver between believing and doubting, between seeing yourself as having it and fearing that it will never come, you send conflicting signals to the universe. But when you persist, when you remain steadfast in the assumption that it is already yours, then nothing in this world can stop it from appearing. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to struggle or chase after it. The universe is not moved by desperation. It is moved by faith. Simply hold to the inner vision. Live from the end as if what you desire is already part of your life. Let that feeling of fulfillment become natural to you. Make it the dominant state of your being, and soon, what was once only in your imagination will stand before you as your tangible reality. So do not waver, do not let temporary appearances deceive you. What you seek is already on its way, unfolding in ways beyond your comprehension. Trust the process. Stay in the state of fulfillment. Your imagination is the blueprint of your future, and the more you persist in the reality of your desire, the sooner it must become visible in your world. The concept of time is one of the greatest illusions that keeps people trapped in a cycle of waiting, hoping, and doubting. It creates the false belief that what you desire exists somewhere in the future, always just out of reach, always dependent on external circumstances aligning in a certain way. But in truth, the future does not exist apart from your present state of being. What you call the future is simply a projection of what you assume to be true now. If you believe your miracle is far away, it will remain far away. If you persist in the feeling that it is already done, it must be made manifest in your world. Everything you seek already exists in the unseen. The delay you perceive is not a delay in reality. It is simply the time it takes for your consciousness to align fully with your desire. The moment you accept it as true in your inner world, the outer world has no choice but to conform. This is not a process bound by time, but by your level of conviction. If you remain in a state of doubt, questioning when and how it will happen, you stretch the illusion of time, keeping your desire at arm's length. But if you let go of the need to see physical proof and instead trust that it is already yours, time collapses and a manifestation appears effortlessly. Think of a seed planted in the soil. The moment it is planted, the process of growth has begun. You do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You trust that the unseen forces of nature are at work. Your desires operate the same way. The moment you plant the seed of assumption, The inner knowing that what you desire is already done, the universe begins to arrange everything necessary to bring it into form. You do not need to force or rush it. Your only task is to persist in the conviction that it is already accomplished. Many people make the mistake of measuring their progress by what they see with their physical eyes. If they do not see immediate evidence, they assume nothing is happening. But this is where faith must take over. The physical world is always the last to reflect what has already been set in motion in the unseen. Do not be deceived by appearances. Just as a tree is fully formed in the seed before it grows into view, your miracle is already complete in the invisible realm. Doubt, impatience, and frustration are what keep you bound to the illusion of time. But the moment you release the need to wait and instead move into the certainty that it is already yours, you align yourself with its reality. It is not coming, it is already here. It is not in the future, it is now. The only thing left for you to do is to remain in the state of knowing, to feel as though you already have it, and to trust that it must appear. Because when you no longer look for it, when you no longer question its arrival, that is when it finally shows up, exactly as you imagine. Faith is the invisible force that turns the unseen into the seen. It is the bridge between your desire and its physical manifestation. Without faith, the mind wavers, shifting between hope and doubt, delaying what is already meant to be yours. But when faith is unwavering, it collapses the illusion of separation between what you seek and what you experience. Faith is not merely believing in something distant. It is the certainty that what you desire is already a reality, even when your physical senses show no proof. Most people rely too heavily on what they see. They look at their circumstances and allow them to dictate what they believe is possible. But reality does not work this way. What you see now is simply a reflection of your past thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. If you allow the present moment to discourage you, you continue to recreate the same cycle. Faith requires that you look beyond appearances, that you trust in the unseen, that you persist in knowing the truth of your desire even when the world suggests otherwise. Consider the way a builder constructs a house. He does not question whether the house will stand simply because in the early stages there is only an empty lot. He follows the blueprint with confidence, knowing that step by step the structure will take form. Your desires follow the same principle. The moment you assume something to be true within yourself, the foundation is laid. Every time you affirm it, every time you feel its reality, you add to the construction of its manifestation. The world may still show you an empty lot, but faith sees the finished result. Faith walks through the completed home before a single wall is built. Doubt is the only thing that can weaken this bridge. If you entertain doubt, you pull yourself back into the illusion of separation, delaying what was already yours. Many people give up too soon because they do not see immediate evidence. They abandon their vision just before it would have materialized. But faith demands persistence. It demands that you trust the process, even when there is no physical confirmation. If you hold fast, the outer world must eventually conform, for the unseen always precedes the seen. Faith is not passive, it is an active state of knowing. It is the ability to move through life with the confidence that your desires are already in motion. It is the refusal to be shaken by external circumstances. It is standing firm in your assumption, unwavering in the belief that what you have claimed is already yours. The greatest manifestations come to those who trust, who do not waver, who hold to their vision even in the absence of proof. The process is always working even when you cannot see it. Faith is the key that unlocks the door, and when you persist in that knowing, the unseen must become seen. Just as surely as the sun must rise, just as surely as the seasons must change. What you seek is already seeking you. Faith is simply the bridge that brings it into view. What you see in the world around you is nothing more than a reflection of your past thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. It is not fixed. It is not absolute. It is simply an echo, a delayed response to the state of consciousness you have previously occupied. If you allow yourself to be deceived by what appears in front of you, you will continue to recreate the same experiences, trapped in an endless loop of reacting rather than creating. But if you understand that the outer world is always playing catch-up to your inner state, then you will no longer be swayed by what seems to be. Instead, you will hold firm to what you know must come. The mistake most people make is believing that the physical world holds power over them. They see lack, so they feel lack. They experience delay, so they assume their desire is far away. But this is the great illusion. The moment you react to what you see, you reinforce it, giving it more life, allowing it to persist. But the moment you detach, the moment you refuse to accept anything less than the fulfillment of your desire, you set into motion a shift that must eventually be reflected in your external world. This is why you must ignore the 3D world when it contradicts your vision. If what you desire is not yet visible, it is only because reality is still adjusting. The physical world is slow to catch up, but it must follow the direction of your inner conviction. Just as a shadow cannot move on its own, but only follows the movement of the object casting it, so too does your external reality follow the movement of your mind. If you remain steadfast in your assumption, the outer world has no choice but to reshape itself in accordance with your new state. Consider a radio. If you want to listen to a specific station, you must tune into the correct frequency. If you keep tuning into the wrong station, you cannot blame the radio. It is simply reflecting the frequency you have chosen. Your life works the same way. If you continue to observe and react to what you do not want, you are tuning into that reality and keeping yourself locked in it. But if you shift your focus, if you persist in seeing only what you desire, you will change the frequency of your life, and soon the world must reflect that new state back to you. Remain firm in your assumption. Walk through life as if your desire is already fulfilled. Speak, think, and feel from the end. Do not seek confirmation from the physical world. It will always be a step behind. Your job is not to question or to look for evidence. Your job is to persist, to live in the certainty that what you desire is already yours. And when you do this, when you truly commit to the unseen reality within, the world around you will have no choice but to align. The illusion of delay will vanish, and what was once only a vision will stand before you, real and undeniable. The way you feel is the key to everything. Your emotions are not merely reactions to your circumstances, they are the very cause of them. Every experience in your life is a reflection of your inner state, shaped by the feelings you consistently hold. If you feel lack, you will see lack. If you feel abundance, you will experience abundance. The universe does not respond to your words or your actions alone. It responds to the dominant emotions that live within you. This is why feeling is the secret to manifestation. It is not enough to simply think about what you desire. You must feel as if it is already yours. Many people believe they must wait for external changes before they can feel happy, fulfilled, or secure. They believe that once they receive their desire, then they will feel joy. But this is working in reverse. The truth is that you must feel the joy, peace, and certainty first, and then reality will shift to match that inner state. You must enter the mood of your fulfilled desire before it appears in the world around you. This is the great secret that separates those who manifest effortlessly from those who struggle and wait. Consider an actor preparing for a role. If he wishes to be convincing, he must fully embody the character. He must think, speak, and feel as the character would. He does not simply repeat lines without emotion. He immerses himself in the state of being. In the same way, you must embody the state of your fulfilled desire. If you wish to experience love, feel love now. If you wish to experience wealth, feel the security and freedom of wealth now. If you wish to experience success, feel the confidence and accomplishment of success now. The more deeply you immerse yourself in this feeling, the faster the world around you will conform. The reason feeling is so powerful is that it bypasses the conscious mind and directly influences the subconscious, where all creation begins. Your subconscious does not question, argue, or analyze. It simply accepts and expresses what you deeply feel to be true. This is why fleeting thoughts have little impact, but sustained emotions shape your destiny. If you consistently feel unworthy, the world will reflect situations that confirm your unworthiness. But if you persist in the feeling of being loved, successful, and abundant, reality has no choice but to make it so. The greatest mistake people make is allowing their emotions to be dictated by what they see. They react to circumstances instead of creating them. But the moment you take control, the moment you decide to feel as though your desire is already fulfilled, you set a new course for your life. Your feelings become the seed, and the universe must bring forth the harvest. So, hold to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Let joy, gratitude, and certainty fill your heart. Live in the assumption that it is done, and soon, what was once only a feeling will take shape before your very eyes. The moment you decide on a desire, the universe sets everything in motion to bring it to you. But before it fully manifests, you may experience resistance. This is the final test. It is not a sign that your manifestation is failing. It is a sign that it is near. The greatest mistake people make is giving up just before their breakthrough arrives. They see obstacles, delays, or even the complete opposite of what they desire, and they assume it means their manifestation is not working. But in truth, this resistance is an illusion, a last remnant of the old reality trying to hold on. When you persist in a new assumption, your subconscious mind begins reshaping your world to match it. However, everything that contradicts this new state must first be cleared away. Sometimes this appears as chaos, as though things are falling apart, but they are not falling apart. They are rearranging. Imagine shaking a snow globe. At first, the snow swirls chaotically, but soon it settles into a new order. Your persistence is what allows the new order to form. If you stop shaking the globe, the snow settles back into the same place it was before. The same is true with your mind. If you waver, you return to the old reality. This is why persistence is the test. The moment of greatest resistance is often right before the shift occurs. The closer you are to your miracle, the louder the old reality will try to hold on. It will tempt you with doubt, with fear, with evidence that seems contrary to your desire. But this is where most people fail. They see this resistance and assume they have lost. So they abandon their vision, allowing the old state to remain intact. But if they had held on just a little longer, the breakthrough would have come. Think of a seed buried in the soil. Before it sprouts, the ground looks unchanged. There is no visible sign of progress, yet beneath the surface the seed is breaking open, pushing through the dirt, reaching toward the light. If someone were to dig it up too soon, they would say, "Nothing is happening," and throw it away. But if they had waited, they would have seen the seedling emerge. The same is true for your desires. When you persist, even when there is no evidence, even when resistance seems strongest, you are allowing the unseen forces to complete their work. You must develop an unshakable knowing. No matter what appears in front of you, you must refuse to accept anything less than your desired outcome. Reality is fluid, always shifting in response to your inner state. The test is whether you will hold your vision in the face of illusion. When you pass this test, your breakthrough is inevitable. So when things seem hardest, when it feels like everything is against you, remember, this is the final illusion. Hold firm, stay the course. Your miracle is closer than you think. Everything you desire is already yours. The world you see is only a reflection of your past assumptions, but you are not bound by it. Imagination precedes reality. Time is an illusion, and faith is the bridge that brings the unseen to form. You must ignore the distractions of the physical world, knowing that it is always catching up to your inner state. Your feelings are the secret. They shape the life you experience, and above all, your persistence is the test. Just before the breakthrough, resistance may appear strongest, but this is only the final illusion. Hold firm, trust in the unseen, walk as if your desire is already fulfilled, and soon the world will align to match it. You are the creator, the cause of all that unfolds. Never doubt the power within you. Your miracle is coming. Do not give up. Thank you.